As I am preparing your cards, I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I am doing this reading from, the Gumbaynggirr people, and recognise their continuing connection to the lands, waters, communities and their culture. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Hello Gemini, welcome to your reading for June 2023. I'm Lou from Empress Blue, and happy birthday for if you're a Gemini sun. Happy birthday. It is your season, it's Gemini season, the sun traveling through Gemini this month, which is beautiful. But what I feel like is more important for us to talk about is last month's Taurus season. That's because these cards are powerfully pointing towards it. I mean, even here we've got the Queen of Coins, which is the Taurus card, the card of Taurus, opening up the reading. So let's talk about what happened last month and what's been happening for you for a while, because this is significant this month. So last month we had Taurus season, like I said, and we had so much Taurus energy. There was like this boiling point of Taurus energy that happened. And in terms of we had the eclipses happening there, we had a Mercury retrograde happening there, and we also had, and the sun moving through there, we had Mercury retrograde there, and then we had on May the 17th Jupiter shifting to there. So like I said, there's like this intense Taurus energy that happened last month, and that would have been, last month would have been really intense for you, Gemini. If you watched your May reading, yeah, it was pretty full on. Yeah, that reading's still up, so if you want to go and have a look at it, it might give you more depth into the journey that you're on this month as well. Have a look in May 2023. So the Taurus represents your 12th house, and what's happening for you here is literally you're having this expansion of your spiritual aspects, like literally having a spiritual awakening for most Geminis, and ascending, like an ascension. And as you probably know, if you're watching these kinds of videos, you probably already know that spiritual awakenings and spiritual ascensions usually are not very comfortable. They're quite, I'd say painful, but they're they can be very unpleasant. And I love this card. You're coming in with this keep trying card, and if you have a look, there's these starfish that are all aligning down along the center axis of that person's body, you know, where their centered channel, which I'm really guided to that for you in this reading, Gemini. So that's like, keep trying to tap into this alignment, keep trying to tap into this this ascension that's happening, because I mean, one, it's taking you're going on it whether you like it or not. So that having that resistance, having any resistance to it is futile. And that when the 12th house is activated like that, the 12th house requires a surrendering to the process, and also surrendering things that aren't serving us. So this keep trying card is really saying to surrender any resistance you're having to the process of this awakening, of this expansion that is happening, because particularly, you know, Jupiter will be there for 12 months. So if you try and resist that, you're going to be uncomfortable for a very long time. And if you don't flow with this expansion, you'll be left behind, really. Any Geminis that don't evolve, that brings me to this card, will be left behind. The collective as a whole is evolving and expanding. I think everybody knows that by now, that we're all evolving, growing, expanding. We've all leveled up. Maybe Gemini more than other signs is doing that, is sort of leading the way. Taurus is leading the way, but Gemini as well, I feel, is leading that way in that expansion and that evolution. So you got the dragonfly here, evolve. That's that 12th house energy. That's what's happening, okay? With this there's just this ascended journey, like I said, that there's 12 months. Jupiter will be there for 12 months, pushing that evolution, pushing that expansion. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's the planet of growth. It's the planet of faith. So, you know, you may even feel that you're coming into alignment with a new faith, a new religion, or a new set of beliefs, or a set of, so just whatever it is for you, and it could be different for every Gemini. It doesn't have to be the same. You can create your own journey here, of course, but following your own alignment, keep trying to step into this alignment. We've got radical acceptance here. I love this radical acceptance card because as I said, resistance is futile, but having that, coming into that space of radical acceptance, it opens up so much possibilities. You know, that's surrendering the resistance. Even as I'm saying that, it feels so beautiful and harmonious in my body. There's like this relief that's washing over me. It's almost like I'm feeling Gemini is resisting this change so much that they're not seeing the benefits of it yet. They can't see the benefits of it yet. But when but somewhere inside, on a less conscious level, there's an understanding that this is meant for you. It's happening for you. And when you drop that resistance and you apply radical acceptance to everything that's happening, you feel relief. You feel, there's a part of you that's like, oh, thank goodness we don't have to fight this anymore. You don't have to fight. You don't have to resist. You can accept it and let it in. Let it take you to the next evolution, to the next step of where you're going. And we have the environment face your fears, okay, which is going to be a part of this. Now, the 12th house is the house where we store, like, it's the house of all the hidden things, secrets and things we keep behind closed doors, which means often that it can be the house of our traumas and our deep psychology that we don't let other people see, meaning our fears, right? So when the 12th house is activated, oftentimes we are asked to face our fears and to do the work that's required from a higher perspective, and to allow that to crumble. You know, there's a crumbling that happens when you apply radical acceptance to your fears and to the things that feel hard to accept. So in the environment will be bringing things up for you, that will be bringing things up that are scary, that that are maybe even something you've been dealing with for a long time, that this could be patterns that keep coming up, and you need to face these so that you can evolve, so that you can grow. And with the radical acceptance card as well, not just applying acceptance to your situation and your circumstances, but applying that acceptance to yourself, like radically accepting yourself. This is your season. It is your first house that's activated here. Loving yourself, applying radical acceptance to loving yourself. And the way that we do that in real life, the way that happens is through gratitude and appreciation. You even have the gratitude and appreciation card here. Appreciating where you are, appreciating how far you've come, appreciating yourself for what you have done for yourself, and how you've handled the situation. Because, like I said at the very beginning, any sort of evolution like this, any sort of extreme awakening or ascension is not comfortable. And so appreciating the situation you're in, appreciating how far you've come, and appreciating the silver lining of what that situation is providing you, but also appreciating yourself. Appreciating yourself. And also maybe there's other people in your life that require your appreciation, because we've got the 3 of coins here. So that's other people wanting to work with you, wanting to come together with you, other people seeing your value and wanting to support you in your goals, in the where you're going. So the other thing that's happening this month as well is on June the 5th, we have Venus moving into Leo. And Venus is preparing to do a retrograde here, so that won't happen until the end of July. So that's not we'll talk a lot more about that in the July readings next month. But for this month, as Venus moves in there, it will be beginning the storyline. It will be beginning to reveal itself to you about what you can do, and what you can how and what healing is going to be available. Now, Leo represents your third house, and that's your house of your mental processes, of your responses, of your mind, your communications. It's actually your natural home, Gemini, so it's your natural house, and the house that you are very comfortable in. And I love that the Ace of Swords has come up here as well, so that's that clarity of your words, your communications, your thoughts, the stories again. So this is about the stories that you apply to your life, and the stories you apply to yourself. Yeah, it's like those mental stories. Now, with Venus, it's usually to do with romance and love, and how we relate to other people. If it's not romantic, it's other people in our lives. You know, these people that come in and want to support you. It's how we communicate. It will be how you communicate with them, but also how you communicate lovingly to yourself. And I'm seeing with the Queen of Cups here in reverse, that's missing here, and that's where Venus is going to be really applying its energy. So having a look at, I keep just feeling like it just keeps coming back to the way you speak to yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way you feel about yourself, like you're being really hard on yourself. This whole spiritual evolution is happening, and you're beating on yourself. Like, that's how I feel. You're beating on yourself for being here, as if like you shouldn't be going through this, as if it's your own fault that you're going through this. It's your own fault that this has happened to you. And really what's happening, this is totally out of your own hands. This is like, there's such high cosmic energy happening, this heightened cosmos. You know, we've got Jupiter conjunct the North Node for most of June, pretty much all of June. There'll be that energy. And the North Node is karmic. The North Node is like, as destiny, it's fate. There's nothing you could do about this, but yet you still, and I think that on a conscious level you know that, but there's somewhere deep inside you that you are beating on yourself. Like, you're really hard on yourself, Gemini. That's probably all that mental energy that you know, that you possess, but also that's coming through with Venus there. Mars is there too, so let's just have a think about that for a second. Mars moved into Leo, which is your third house, on May the 21st, will be there till July 10. So for the whole of June, Mars will be in there as well. And Mars can create that sort of harsher energy. So your mind, you may be beating on yourself mentally. And Mars is really pushing you to create change, okay? So there's a lack of compassion with the Queen of Cups in reverse. There's a lack of compassion here towards yourself. A lack of gratitude towards yourself. Okay, let's have a think about, so I will go into more detail about the Venus retrograde next month. But for now, just looking at the storylines you tell yourself, looking at your inner dialogue, your internal dialogue, the way you speak to yourself, and you're looking at the way you're speaking to other people as well. This is about speaking more lovingly, and that's what will be the focus of this over the next couple of months. And we've got the Page of Swords as well. So there's that like investigation, doing that investigation into what's coming up for you, and looking at, you know, like slowing down and thinking about how you speak to yourself, and how, and you know, even taking notes, making like doing some journaling, or writing down some of the main things that you say to yourself or to say to other people, like the patterns that come up, the reoccurring things. You know, as you start to pull that out and become curious around it and look at it, you know, you can really deliberately direct your energy throughout the Venus retrograde if you apply a little bit of this sort of inquisitive self-inquiry. Doing this self-inquiry would be very beneficial for you, Gemini. But also on June the 11th, we have Mercury moving into your first house. So Mercury being your ruling planet, having your ruling planet in your first house, it's not going to stay very long. It will move into Cancer on June the 27th. So you've got this very brief window, but always when you have your ruling planet in your first house, in your sign, you become more powerful. And also for you, with it being Mercury, and it's that self-inquiry, stopping and doing that self-inquiry will be very powerful. It will help you to move forward. It will help you to face these fears, and to face this evolution that's happening with more progression. We've got the Chariot. The Chariot is about moving forward in the face of the unknown, okay? So it's like, even though you don't really know how this is going to unfold, even though this evolution is scary, it's about moving forward anyway. Keep trying, keep going. Don't stop. Don't fall into fear. Don't, allow that resistance to hold you back. And we've got the Hierophant here. This is this high learning, like that I've been talking about, with that self-inquiry, with looking at yourself, looking at why you're not compassionate to yourself, looking at why you're beating on yourself with this evolution, with this spiritual awakening that's happening. There's learning around that. There's learning around the challenges that have come up. That's what it is. It's these challenges have been coming up, and you're like, well, of course that would happen to me because blah blah blah. The story that you're applying to that. That's where this learning can occur. This learning can, and with the North Node there, it says like evolution. This, this like destined. It's like now's the time for you to break free of these patterns, especially if they've been patterns that you've had for a long time. Now's the chance, but you need to apply yourself. You need to apply yourself to this learning and to this higher wisdom. This higher knowledge that's coming through. I mean, you could very easily be tuning in, receiving a lot of downloads, receiving a lot of, have a lot of access to higher knowledge, higher wisdom just dropping into your mind very quickly. Ace of Swords as well, it can happen. It could be happening to you. That's what that 12th house energy, that's the benefits to it, okay? Is that you have a lot more wisdom, access to a lot more understanding, like a more expansive understanding. With Jupiter there, it's like this expansive, like what would look like on the outside of faith, but you just know, like on the inner realm, And I love the Four of Wands in the center of the reading, and I love that this card is a number 4 as well. That creates this stability. There's a stability here, there's something to celebrate with the Four of Wands. There's always something, like something beneficial or something that has happened or that you have achieved, that that the universe is literally celebrating you. So the universe is celebrating you, but you need to feel that energy yourself. And like I said earlier, that the way that you do that is through gratitude and appreciation. I feel that so strongly. That just came over me so strongly, is that the link here between the Four of Wands and the gratitude and appreciation card, as you celebrate the journey you've been on. Oh, okay, hang on. They're saying, if you celebrate the journey that you've been on, if you can look back over it from this state of radical acceptance and appreciation and gratitude for the journey that you've been on up until now, and celebrate how far you've come, it might take this Page of Swords inquiry that you need to do, like stop and be like, this is the things I've achieved. It might be almost like you're blinded to what you've actually achieved and how far you've actually come, how far you've progressed. With the Chariot, the wheel here, like that you've actually progressed more than you realize. You've actually progressed so much, Gemini. And as you apply that mentality, that mindset to it, is celebrating, like really celebrating even the smallest steps is what I'm hearing for you. Is like even just little achievements that you have in your life, celebrate those. They help you get through if you're having like a dark night of the soul type energy with this evolution, there's that celebration that's going to help you get through even just the littlest things. It's something that you've achieved, something that you can be proud of. As you apply that more, the more and more you apply that, the more the universe is going to match that for you anyway, the more it's going to bring you things to celebrate and create this clarity, the Ace of Swords clarity. Now, the Wheel of Fortune means that things are turning in your favor. And again, like I'm saying, you're probably not seeing that right now, but as you're applying this celebratory gratitude, acceptance energy to it, you'll start to see, oh, this is why that happened. Oh, it really was for my benefit. Remembering that life is always happening for you, Gemini. It's never happening to you. It's always happening for you and through you. And having that mentality will really turn things around. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is the card of Jupiter as well, and I've talked a lot about Jupiter in that 12th house. So these shifts that are happening on that soul level, that evolution that you're going through, it is for your greater good, even if it doesn't feel so right now. It's for creating, Page of Wands, it's for creating more inspiration. It's for inspiring you and creating more passion and enthusiasm for you in your life. There could be things that come up for you at the end of the month, possibly, you know, as we move into Cancer season, that you get excited about, things that can be exciting for you, especially Gemini, if you can apply this mindset and come at it from that space. That's when that enthusiasm, that excitement comes through. Now let's have a look. Let's get some clarifying cards. Oh, that one wanted to come out. We've got the Knight of Coins. I love that. I really love that. We've got the Moon. Okay. Yep, love that too. And we've got the Chariot again. This Chariot here. So, okay, what this is saying with the Keep Trying card is, with the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Coins, he's all about doing the little things, tending to the little things. And again, like I said with this Four of Wands, it's like right now the bigger picture is being taken care of, okay, by the cosmos, by the planets and the astrology. That's taking care of the big picture, and that's really overwhelming for you. Okay, that's what I'm hearing them say. You're really overwhelmed, and that's why you're beating on yourself, because it's too much. There's too much going on, and you, from your perspective, from the human perspective, you don't really understand it, and you're not meant to. You're not meant to know the grand plan that's happening, but you're trying to know the grand plan, right? So dropping back into celebrating those small moments and tending to the small things. The Knight of Coins is like that chopping wood type thing. It's like just doing the dishes and just chopping the wood and just cleaning the house and just doing, you know, the tending to my needs and paying my bills and doing the small mundane tasks that you need to keep your life going on track. Just keep going with that. Keep going. That's all that's required from you right now to be successful, to move forward. The Chariot, okay, that energy is going to move you forward far more than trying to figure out what's happening. It's like there's things happening that are beyond your understanding, beyond your comprehension, because it's coming from such a higher place, and you're not supposed to be figuring it out. You're just meant to be doing the work and allowing that alignment to guide you without knowing. The Moon's all about not really knowing, and like I said with the Chariot, it's about being courageous and brave enough to step forward into something without actually knowing the outcome or knowing where you're headed. And the Moon is the same, not knowing where you're headed. So just taking care of everything without needing to know what's going on for you in June. That's what you need to be applying yourself in June in that way. So let's clarify the face your fears. We got the King of Coins, Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Coins in reverse, and we've got the Ten of Cups on the bottom. Nice. Ten of Cups on the bottom. So this is about, you know, your emotional well-being, your emotional health, and it's about tending to that, taking care of that, because when you're in a space of fear, you get into this fight or flight mode, and it's really hard to tune in and become aligned and to tune into the bigger picture and to trust. When you're fearful, it's hard to have radical acceptance and trust that the universe has your back, okay? That's the indicator that you don't trust that the universe has your back when you're feeling fear. And what I'm feeling for you is that you're feeling that fear because maybe your needs aren't being met. The Nine of Coins in reverse. You know, maybe your needs aren't being met at the moment, Gemini. And that's a really scary place to be. Like, how can I trust the universe? How can I trust that if I just keep doing this, that I'll get to where I need to go? when my needs aren't being met, and I'm having to work harder to meet those needs, or I can't meet them myself, somebody else is having to meet them for me. The King of Coins here. Or maybe there's somebody in your life, the King of Coins, who is tending to your physical well-being, and it's not you, and that's scary. You know, that's scary to trust that they'll keep doing that, and it's okay to lean on other people. Also with the Seven of Cups, there's like a lot of options happening. Do I go this way? Do I go that way? That's what fear will do to you. Fear will have you in that space of not knowing what to do, not knowing what your options are, and being overwhelmed. That I feel that again. That's that overwhelming energy. It's so overwhelming. What do I do? It's like you keep asking, what do I do? And like I said, it's that question is not beneficial for you right now, not in this month, Gemini. So, and it might not be beneficial for you for a while. This is really a practice in learning how to surrender, control, and how to move forward and trust in the unknown. Trust that the universe has your back. So, really applying those kinds of practice and calibrating yourself to that mindset of like, the universe always has my back. Things are always working out for me. Life is always happening for me. Things are always happening for me, and just trying to continue to apply that throughout June and come into alignment. And again, that's celebrating. I feel really strongly with this Four of Wands. It feels really beautiful when I'm tuning into that energy for you, to be able to just celebrate the small things in life and celebrate small achievements and small accomplishments. Every time you tick something off your to-do list, celebrate it. Like, if that's even how you have to go about it, then that's going to be enough to shift your energy and shift your focus out of fear. Okay, so let's get some cards of how the universe is going to be mirroring you this month. How is the universe mirroring Gemini? And we have the Mother Goddess, Moonstone. We have Passion. And we have Clearing. Interesting. With that 12th house, yeah, that's what happens. The 12th house is called the house of the undoing, okay, because it is in that 12th house when we do a big clearing. Anything that isn't serving us is undone, literally, through the 12th house. And this has been happening to you for a long time. You've had Uranus there since 2018. This isn't a new storyline for you, Gemini. This is something that you've been going through for a long time and will continue to go through a long time. Uranus is going to be there until 2026. Jupiter's going to be there until May next year, so this isn't going to end anytime soon. I guess that's why there's a radical acceptance. You need to accept the clearing that's happening in your life is literally being cleared and making way for this new evolution, this new it's almost like I'm seeing, like, you know, the 5D getting placed over. There's a whole new reality getting placed over the reality that you are living. That other reality has to sort of disintegrate. It dissolves into this new reality. So it's not really, you're not losing anything that isn't serving you, because that will stay, but anything else is disintegrating, is how I'm seeing it. So there's that clearing. As you move into that, if you can accept that and you can allow that, that will be reflected to you through the environment. And, you know, the more that you can clear out, the more that you can dive into this self-inquiry that I was talking about and dive in and do your own clearing, the easier it will become, and the more that you'll see your external world start to reflect that back to you. And with the Passion card, like I said, at the end of the month, this Page of Wands, there's enthusiasm coming. So maybe, you know, sort of after June 22nd, as we move into Cancer season, something may come into your life that you can be excited about. Something can come in that, you know, that will spark your passion again. And that is Cancer season, which is the sign of the mother. And then we've got the Mother Goddess here. So, it could be that, but what I'm actually feeling for that Mother Goddess card is your own mothering. Like I said over here with the Queen of Cups in reverse, if you can apply more compassion to yourself, more self-compassion, be more gentle and speak more kindly and more lovingly towards yourself, you know, with that Venus moving into the 3rd house, if you can work on that this month. Work on being gentle and kind and nurturing yourself like a mother, how a mother would speak to a child. If you can start speaking like that to yourself, that inner dialogue can shift. You'll see that reflected out to you. You'll start attracting people in your life that will speak to you like that. You'll start attracting situations in your life that will feel loving and nurturing and kind and compassionate and gentle. Okay, so the less you do that to yourself, the harsher your experiences are going to be on the outside. Okay, and the more that you can be gentle and kind to yourself, the more gentle and kind your experiences will be on the outside. So it's important that you apply that celebration, that appreciation, and that compassion this month. Okay, Gemini. And that's your reading for July 2023. I hope this you got something beneficial from this. If it resonated with you, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me, and I would really appreciate that kind of help. If you feel inspired to, I'd love to hear about your story, or in the comments section. That helps me to gain some clarity, to to like get more context, and to improve my own readings, improve and hone in on the messages that are important to come through. And and if you feel like someone else may benefit from this video, or from their own star sign, their own zodiac sign video, please share this with other people. That helps me as well. So good luck this month, Gemini, and remember, just celebrating those small things, taking care of yourself, being loving, being kind to yourself is so important, and not trying to push for the bigger picture right now, just tending to like that old saying of just chop wood this month. And I will see you again next month. Take care.